what exactly is an out-of-state, what is considered an out-of-state corporation? How does this work?
An out-of-state corporation is a corporation that's headquartered out of state that makes money in Oregon. And I think you can probably come up with examples of them by going through your bathroom, your kitchen, your garage. I did this exercise, your wallet. I did this exercise the other day. And I'm a real Procter & Gamble man. I have Crest toothpaste. I have Tide detergent. I have Gillette razors. I have Old Spice deodorant. All of those are made by Procter & Gamble. Procter & Gamble sells a lot of that stuff in Oregon, but it's not like they have lots of jobs in Oregon. I don't know if they have any. But they're making a lot of money here. So when they pay their profits tax nationwide, I mean, we will take instead of taking 6.6% of their Oregon profits, we'll take 7.9% of their Oregon profits from Procter & Gamble. Then another example is, I own a General Motors car. I own a Chevy Prism. Now, General Motors doesn't build cars in Oregon, but they sell a lot of cars here. And if they pay a little bit in corporate minimum tax instead of paying nothing, well, we all know that General Motors isn't in great shape, but they're still benefiting from the existence of Oregon schools and public safety, etc. So, having them pay another few $1,000s to Oregon isn't going to have a material impact on their balance sheet. I have a Capital One credit card. Capital One last year, as a credit card company, apparently nationally says they didn't make a profit. But they sure took a lot of money out of my pocket and those of other Oregonians. Mm-hmm. So we are going to require Capital One, instead of paying a $10 minimum tax, to actually pay a little bit, 1/10 of 1% of their Oregon sales. So those are some examples of out-of-state corporations.
Thank you.
So Steve, if I'm hearing right, it sounds like that nobody's really going to have to pay that much more. I know, like me as an individual, we have to make $250, but nobody's really going to pay that much more. But it will help out Oregon.
I could not put it as well myself. I mean, we're talking about a measure that will help out a lot of people. I mean, we're talking about something, just the education part of it is enough to save the jobs of 1,600 teachers and 1,000 cafeteria workers and custodians and bus drivers. And the social services part, it's enough to save the home-delivered meals for 870 seniors. I'm talking to you from the list of things that might get cut. Mental health treatment for 3,500 Oregonians. Alcohol and drug treatment for another 3,500 Oregonians. The prisons are talking about releasing 1,800 prisoners if they take a proportional share of this cut. And we're talking about reducing the in-home care services for thousands of seniors and people with disabilities. I mean, these are the services these measures will protect. Yeah. And on the other side, I mean, no rich person will pay an extra dime on their first $250,000 of income, if they're a couple. That means that, and they only pay 2% of the amount above $250,000. That's a problem most of us would be happy to have. And on the corporate side, either they're paying $150, that's what 88% of them are paying, or they are paying an extra 1.3% of their profits, or they're paying 1/10 of 1% of their overall revenues. I mean, that is not going to break anybody's bank. Oh, actually, I forgot. There's another 7,000 corporations that won't see their tax bill change at all. Because what the measure does is it raises the profits tax rate for corporations with more than $250,000 in profits, for C corporations. Well, if you're a C corporation which is paying the profits tax on less than $250,000 in profits, then your tax rate won't change at all. It's not that it will go up from $10 to $150. It just won't change, period.
And so just to be clear, the government workers that the other side complains about are indeed our teachers, our mental health service workers, our cops, our sheriff's deputies.
We're talking about people, but that's exactly right. I mean, we are talking about people who go out and investigate reports of child abuse and neglect. We're talking about teachers. We're talking about home health care workers who go into the homes of people who need help just getting through the day, getting themselves dressed, getting into the bathtub, things like that. Those are the people that we're talking about. These are not like fat cat bureaucrats of some sort. These are regular people doing really hard jobs. Measure 66 has a tax cut for about 270,000 Oregonians. it says that people who received unemployment benefits in the year 2009 won't have to pay taxes on the first $2,400 of unemployment benefits they received. So that's something that's going to make a difference to a whole mess of people.